Hello one and hello all. Hold on a second. And today, you can see a bit of a black void next to me. That's my hand. Wow, void. Anyway, today we're talking about some South Dakota news. Fun. So, this is very local stuff. This has nothing to do with like Chinese spy balloons and all that nonsense, you know how it is. This is about the South Dakota Senate. Now, I'm talking about the two big senators on top, Mike Rounds and John Thune. Screw those guys. We're talking about Julie Fine Muller. I think that's how you say her name. I could be wrong. I've never heard it said out loud by, I've only heard it said out loud by myself and Brett Swanson. Anyway, and I remember how he said it, so anyway. So here's what's going on in the South Dakota Senate. So, Julie Fine Muller was hanging out, drafting a bill with the lady in an office a couple weeks ago. The 24th, I believe it was. Julie decided to bring up vaccines. I was like, hey, has your kid been vaccinated? And the lady was like, yes. And Julie then said that that's going to give the kid Down syndrome and autism. And then she also mentioned breastfeeding at one point. And apparently the lady who was talking to Julie, she is incapable of breastfeeding. I'm not sure why. I don't know the person, you know. And I don't know much about breastfeeding biology, but apparently she's incapable of breastfeeding. And Julie's all like, I can give you tips. And it's like, what? So that's kind of, a little weird. So the lady decided to report that to like HR. And they're like, okay, let's just real quickly strip Julie of her powers real quick and launch an investigation on this whole thing. See what happens. Whoa, I dropped something. Well, the people of Custer County weren't too happy with that, and the Custer County Republicans did like a protest march thing. And so the South Dakota Senate was like, okay, fine. We'll have a vote to see if we can reinstate her of our powers or whatever, you know? And they voted, and it was 33-1. The only dude who voted no was Tom Pischk, Republican senator from District 25 randomly. And I don't know who abstained from voting, but someone didn't vote, whatever. Actually, it's probably Julie. Now that I think about it, it was probably Julie who didn't vote. So shoutouts to Tom Pischk for randomly voting to not keep Julie in power. This means every single Democrat voted to do it. So it was bipartisan, seemingly, But randomly, Tom Pischk. I need to look more into Tom Pischk. What's his deal? Why'd he vote no? What's his side of the story? Anyway. So she's back in the Senate, Julie is, but she's limited in what she can do. She's not allowed to interact with people other than other senators. So yeah. So needless to say, oh yeah, by the way, Julie has denied any accusations about this whole thing. She said, I didn't say these things. What you talking about? And it was a whole thing with Julie and the Custer County Republicans and probably other people too that I don't know about. Basically being like, oh, she should have been given her due process or whatever instead of just stripping her of her powers and launching an investigation. As far as I'm concerned, what did happen was fully justified. Usually, when we found those secret documents for Trump and Pence, they're like, okay, investigation time. Boom, Biden's getting an investigation, I'm stripping you of her powers. I mean, you can't really do that for the president, You can't just say, okay, president, we're going to have to launch an investigation. You're no longer the president for a minute. I hope you don't mind. But I'm sure this reaction I'm sure there's a precedent for doing this, Especially since it's one South Dakota state senator. It's not that big of a deal, let's be real, if you can't vote for a couple weeks, So, yeah, that's that whole story. So Julie, according to the person, again, Julie denies all accusations because of course she does, but the original accusation is Julie told a lady she was drafting a bill with in I think it was in someone's office, can't remember whose, that basically your kid is gonna have autism, Down syndrome, and here's how to breastfeed. Um, and the lady was like, WTF to that. HR got stripped of her powers. They voted to reinstate her powers. Giga Chad Tom Pishko. I have no idea how well, like, it's gonna age me constantly talking about Tom Pishko like this. I don't know anything about the dude. But I don't know. Tom Pishko says no, everyone else says yes. And she now is back, but, like, she's not allowed to interact with people anymore. So, yeah. That's South Dakota news for you. While I continue doing this, honestly, don't know. Let me drink some tea real quick. But yeah, while I keep making South Dakota news videos, maybe I will. Who knows? I can make at least a few other stories before, like, something happens. I mean, by the time the South Dakota State Legislature wraps up the shtick in March, it's probably gonna get pretty dry for stories, but you know, it is what it is. So why am I playing with this thing, if you say? I'm fidgeting, that's why. Anyway, so if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed this this sort of news segment, you know, I can come up with like an impromptu like news organization name real quick. Let's go with CCN, Custer County News. Thank you for watching Custer County News. Tune in next time where we're gonna be talking about. I do actually have more stories planned, at least a couple more, you know. Anyway, so if you've enjoyed this CCN news segment, Custer County News segment, you can leave a like, subscribe if you like it, or you can leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about it. You can also follow me on Instagram at RealX5. And until next time, I'll see you later, buddy. Bye bye.